which was the best trade stand at Motorcycle Live. Catch you inside.
RevelatorAlf.
Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. I hope you're enjoying the channel. Please subscribe and hit the notifications bell down there. So, in this video, I'm talking about Motorcycle Live 2018 and what I thought was the best trade stand there. So, in general terms, the show had a much better flow this year. It seemed to have a good balance between new and old, small and big manufacturers. The general layout seemed to make sense a little bit more. You know, the adventure section, the sportier section, the lifestyle section. You know, it seemed to flow seamlessly into each other. I thought there was a good mix of creativity there as well. So in general terms, a lot better from Motorcycle Live, I thought, than on certainly I didn't go last year, but the year before I thought it was a bit of a disappointment for me. But say in general terms, really good. But which were my favourite stands there and which ones stood out, pardon the pun. So let's just talk in general terms. I thought that some of the smaller manufacturers actually did really well. I thought Herald looked really good with their stand. CCM looked great with their stand as well. I thought Ariel looked good as well. So, you know, from that point of view, I thought that, you know, smaller stands had a bigger presence, which was really nice. And, you know, they're also coming on board with the sort of lifestyle branding as well, but certainly with Herald as well. You know, they did a really good job. So, you know, it's not just about the bikes anymore. It's about the impression, the lifestyle sales pitch. That's what they've cottoned on to now. What I will say about most manufacturers now, certainly the bigger ones, in that they're all trying to take a bite out of the same piece of pie now. And that piece of pie is all split up into the different variations. So you've got, you know, your bobbers, your adventure bike, your sports bike, whatever. And a lot of the manufacturers seem to be dipping their toe into, you know, all of them. Which is, I suppose, is kind of natural, really. You know, everybody wants a little bit of that market. And the way fashion goes as well. And I would also say that a lot of the manufacturers, certainly a lot of the manufacturers, a lot of the bikes, especially the newer bikes, the high performance bikes, are going for this kind of Judge Dredd slanting headlight configuration as well. It's not my style, that's all I can say. The bikes still look okay, but I think they've taken it a bit too far now. Too many models are copied, and they are very generic now, the bikes, you know, that in many ways they are sort of copying each other or taking influences off each other. And that's what happens, you know, when you've got all these, you know, such a massive market, so many manufacturers all trying to chip in there, and they're also like, okay, well, that bike works, maybe we'll take a look at that. So within each range there are lots of similarities. However, in terms of trade stands, I would say that, first of all, the Triumph stand did really well. I thought that was the stand that actually showed off the best range, both old and new, really well. And it showed off its diversity, not just because, not that it's got a lot of diversity in, you know, frame or engines, but more of the range of bikes or the range of models that it produces. So I thought that was really good. And it was a relatively smaller stand compared to something like Honda or Yamaha, but I thought it packed the best punch. Again, you know, it's mixing the kind of lifestyle branding as well. So I think that, you know, Triumph were really good. Harley Davidson, I thought, again, just sold the whole lifestyle thing again. You know, they had a barber, they had a hipster barber, you know, on their stand, and they had football tables on there as well. You know, they're just rocking it, aren't they? You know, Harley, you know, from that sales pitch point of view. yeah, some of the bikes look good. It really depends whether you're a Harley person or not. I mean, I'm most bikes I'm not. I really do love the Street Bar, but that's a great bike, I think, and it's probably one of the best riding Harleys that I've ever ridden as well. So you know, I thought they were great. So Triumph and Harley were right up there as well. I thought CCM did a great job. Very similar to Triumph in that, you know, the way they were spread out, they had their range of bikes out, all their variations on the theme. I thought it did well. But for me, one of the top ones was Norton. Actually, I thought Norton right up there. Again, they're very similar to Triumph in that they're mixing bikes and lifestyle branding. You know, with the Dominator series, but with the, you know, the V4 and the Superlight. So, but also on the other side, they're dipping their toe into the adventure market as well with that, you know, Atlas Ranger as well. So I thought there was a lot of attention on Norton, and justifiably so. I thought they're really good. The others, I wasn't so keen on in terms of an aesthetics or, you know, a general impression. They're all really good, but they're all very generic. You know, Yamaha, Suzuki and Honda, even Kawasaki, which I always liked their stand. I just thought it was a little bit dry. I thought it was a little bit too mechanical, pardon the pun. It was just a bit, okay, you got your bikes on display, great. You know, what else are you going to give me? So, yeah, I thought they're okay. BMW, I was really disappointed at BMW, and not because they didn't put on an impressive stand. I just thought, you know, they could have done a lot more with their demonstration area. I thought it could have been a bit more pomp and ceremony around their bikes. I don't know, I was just expecting a bit more of a show from them. And I suppose, well, maybe I'm not surprised. Maybe I'm not surprised because, you know, it's BMW. But I thought they could have done a bit more. So it was good, but I put them in the same category as, you know, sort of Honda and Kawasaki and everything like that. You know, although they had the little demonstration park in the middle, it wasn't that great. So the other stand which I thought was, you know, pretty good was the KTM stand right next to the Husky stand as a Husqvarna stand. The bikes were kind of, you know, all out there, and you got the whole range, and it was really good to see, you know, the enduro bikes and you know, the Dakar specs bikes as well. So that was all really good. I really like that. What I did like was one particular angle where you had the range of enduro bikes from, you know, the kids' bikes going all the way up to the adult bike, and they put them all up in a line, and you could see them stepping up. I thought that was a really good effect, and mate, I'm not sure how many people actually saw that. When I was actually walking around the KTM stand, I must have had a little window where there was not many people around and just got a clear clear look at it. If you check out the vlog, the Motorcycle Live review vlog, you'll see it on there. It just looked really cool. So from that point of view, I think, you know, KTM did really well. But certainly CCM did brilliantly. Triumph again did really good. Harley again, you know, sold their brand, I thought, really well. But for me, the top stand was Norton. I thought, you know, just for they packed the most punch and the most wow factor, I think. And, you know, with that Norton V4RR, it was just immense. And the Superlight as well, it's just like, you know, your jaw dropped and you looked at it and you thought, oh wow. There were other stands there that were almost there in terms of what they could potentially offer, but others were a bit of a disappointment. I was a bit disappointed with Moto Guzzi, I've got to say. I thought, you know, I love the bikes and I love the, you know, but there wasn't, it was a bit plain, I thought, their side. I've got to give a special mention out to, and I don't know these guys, there's no link here, so I'm not their mouthpiece or anything like that, but I've got to say Crazy Horse, again, with their custom bike creations as well, and their sort of lifestyle brand and everything that they had, the caravan, you know, the t-shirts and everything like that. I just thought it looked great, and it looked great and it looked different from everything else, which I suppose is the point really. But you know, again, they look good. I will say this about a lot of the stands, and this is probably something that a lot of the manufacturers have to be aware of, that they don't become too stereotyped, or they don't start copying each other too much. Yes, motorcycling is a broad and far-reaching pastime, and it's as much about the experience of riding as it is about a lifestyle. Yeah, we know all that, and for different people, motorcycling means different things. However, some of the stands are trying to copy this kind of lifestyle, Harley-esque, urban, corrugated sheeting kind of look, you know, and it's, at some point they've got to start thinking about something else. You know, we've kind of had this now for quite a few years. Let's move on and do something else. Now, what I was quite surprised, that this is probably something for another manufacturer out there, maybe selling the whole lifestyle brand, that they didn't get somebody like not Banksy, but you know what I mean, a graffiti artist, and actually have like a live graffiti display, you know, with your urban motorcycling experience, that kind of thing. They had a couple of artists there which were fantastic, doing live work, which was really good. So I think if they incorporate that as a visual spectacle, and then just have that, you know, every day you got a graffiti artist coming on a you know, a new canvas or something like that, and you've got the bikes in front, that's something that you know, they could have a twist on the urban lifestyle theme. But again, it needs the whole experience just needs lifting a little bit, I think, you know, from the actual trade stands point of view. This isn't a motorcycle live issue. This is actually the actual trade stands. They need to do a little bit more to show off their bikes, but also show off their branding and show, you know, sell the dream a little bit more. I think that's what we need to do, or what they need to do. Anyway, so this has been my review of the best trade stands of Motorcycle Live 2018. Hope you enjoyed it. Please leave some comments below, and please subscribe, hit the notifications bell, and I'll catch you on the next video, whenever that is. Cheers now.